Hey guys, Horror Man back for another review. So today we're going to take a look at the brand new Shin Godzilla, and this is made by NECA Toys. So this comes in that same exact packaging we've pretty much seen with every Godzilla release, but it does feature a new little front piece here that looks like it's from the Shin Godzilla movie. And then on the back you see this cool photo of the figure outside of the box. Alright, and then nothing really on the side. See the Godzilla logo at the bottom here. And no real bio or anything like that for the movie. So a pretty cool looking figure. Unfortunately I haven't really seen the movie yet. But I really like the design, so let's go ahead and take this out of the box, get a closer look. Okay, so here he is outside of the packaging. Now, with all the Godzilla figures made by NECA, you always get the tail separate in the box just because he's so big, he just wouldn't fit. So I'm going to go ahead and try to put this on. You have this giant peg right here, and it should just snap in. I've had some issues with these in the past because they're kind of hard, and these blades are generally hard. But these are a little bit softer this time around, so it shouldn't be quite as bad. So let's go ahead and try to attach this tail. Alright, and that was actually really painless, so it attached very easily. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, there he is fully assembled, and you can see he is huge. He's very heavy too. Just inside of that box, you could just really feel the weight of this figure. So in general, I would say this is probably the heaviest Godzilla figure NECA has made so far. Now this tail has definitely got some weight to it, but it does seem to rest on here pretty good, so it shouldn't be a problem, but it is a little loose just because of the size here. So just taking a close look at this head sculpt, again, the detail work is just so good on this. Now they actually revised this sculpt at least once because they thought the head was a little bit too big, and I think they've done a pretty good job here. It's a little bit smaller, obviously. Now you can see that the whole figure has this really like black and red look to it. And what I love about this head sculpt, and really all the Godzilla head sculpts, is that he does have the hinged jaw. Now this actually can go open pretty far compared to some of the other ones, and it's very movie accurate as he had this really big jaw in it. Now in the movie it actually does split apart here, which it doesn't on the figure, but that's okay. I actually kind of like that it doesn't. But yeah, really good details on here. I really like all the different textures. You can see the teeth are individually painted. And again, you have that red and black look to him. And then you can see his eyes here. Got these like little beady, creepy eyes. And you can see them a little bit better here. They just have a little pupil here. But yeah, both the eyes are pretty well painted and easily visible on here. And you see he's got the nostrils just like he normally would. So yeah, I really like the details and the head sculpt here. And just looking at the torso of the body, he's really got this menacing look to him. Now the hands are a little different than usual. He does have like little hands, so his little arms are kind of small too. They're actually a little bit bigger than they were in the movie. From one of the pictures I saw, so I'm kind of glad they went with something a little bit bigger. He kind of had these like baby T-Rex looking hands in the movie, so pretty good representation and a little bit more improved, which I like. All these different blades on his back, like I said, are softer, which I'm so happy with. Stuff like these Godzillas, when they're harder, it really makes it hard on your hand to try to pose him, or even just to put the tail on or take him out of the package. So definitely glad that they went with this rubber texture, and it's all the same on all of them. And then you can see like the different almost like ribs showing here. And the feet are very similar to that 1954 Godzilla. He's got these much bigger thighs and kind of big feet. I imagine they did have somebody in a suit, so generally these figures are supposed to represent exactly what that suit looked like. So yeah, he's got these like real chubby thighs, and he's got these big feet, and you can see the different claws on here. And then the tail itself, this peg is a little loose, so this piece, I can't really push this in anymore, so it does kind of come off a little more loose than I would want it, but it is sectioned in 5 pieces at least, maybe 6. So pretty cool detail on here, and then you can see at the end it's even got that like red tip showing here. And I believe he had some kind of like power from the tail and from the different blades. So this is very key to this movie. But yeah, much different look from what we've seen before. Now these Godzilla figures have always been really well articulate, whether it's the Figuarts version, which of course would be the most articulate, or the NECA version. You really do get a lot of posability here. As far as the neck, his whole neck can turn really easily. And then you can turn his head as well. Can't really look up real far or down. And then you can kind of like angle his head a little bit. And then of course, like I showed you before, the jaw does move, and you get a really good opening on that. And then the actual torso here can move around. You do get full rotation on the arms. They're actually, it's not really like an elbow. It kind of looks like an elbow, but you don't get that bend like you usually would. It's more of just like a rotation. And then nothing at the wrist, and the hands have that like softer material. But yeah, at least the arms can move, and then you can go up pretty good and down, and they do go in and out pretty well. All right, and then the legs can move about what you would expect for Godzilla. He's not going to be doing much high kicks or anything, but they do move. The knee has a little bit of a swivel to it. Again, it doesn't bend full, like backward, it just has the swivel. And then the ankle has a swivel as well. And can go up and down just a little bit. So not a lot of movement in the legs, but that's pretty much normal. And then I've kind of shown you the tail already, but yeah, you have the swivel here, another one right there, another one here, swivel this part, and then this part has a little bit of like a bend, so you could straighten that out, or you can bend it up. And then there's one little piece at the end, which I can't really get to rotate. It might just be locked. But again, you do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sections of the tail that can be moved or posed differently. So really good articulation for a figure like this. And for the first comparison, here's the Shin Godzilla next to the 1954 original Godzilla. And you can definitely see some differences here, definitely some slim parts in the body of this Shin. This is a Godzilla, and then it's a much bigger in the original. And then just the profile comparisons, you can see a pretty good difference. Now the 54 one definitely has those softer blades as well, which is really nice. I still like this original better just because it's the classic, but they are like radically different, so very cool. And then just to show the different, the tails are much different length. The Shin Godzilla is at least twice the length of the 1954. Here he is next to the Godzilla 2014 version, and you can see there's definitely a height difference here, and a radical design difference. And the head is obviously a little bit bigger. And then the tail itself is dramatically thicker and a little bit longer on this Shin Godzilla version. And then these, like I said, with these blades, these are a little bit harder than these are. So if you grip this a certain way, it's definitely hard on the hands, and this was a really hard tail to connect. So I feel like this Shin Godzilla, they're going a better direction with you know, the materials they're using and how you put together the actual tail. And here he is next to the Predator and the Jason Voorhees figure from the remake. And you can see Godzilla is actually a little bit smaller. And here he is next to the Terminator 1 Technar Terminator, also made by NECA. And you can see the Godzilla is about the same height as human characters. So the Predator and even the Jason Voorhees are a little bit taller, but they are in scale with 7-inch. So yeah, the Godzilla is about the size of a regular human for NECA toys. And here he is next to the Paypo T-Rex, and this is very, not really licensed, but it looks just like the Jurassic Park T-Rex. And just for one more comparison, here's all three Godzillas next to each other, and you can see the middle 1954 definitely has the biggest head and widest body, but the Shin Godzilla seems to be the longest from head to tail. Alright, so that's my review of the NECA Toys Shin Godzilla. Overall, I really like the figure. I haven't really been too into wanting to see the movie, just kind of waiting for it to, you know, come on cable or something. But I really like this figure design, and sometimes you really don't have to like the movie to buy the figure, and I feel like this is definitely one of those figures that represents that. The articulation's really cool. The weight of it's great. I think they've done a really good job with the materials they use to construct the figure. I guess my only gripe is it is a lot of weight on this one peg for the tail, so I'm hoping that's not going to be any issues going down the road. And I mean, I really don't have any other gripes. I think it's a great figure. Now, when you open the box, you might smell some, like, extremely potent paint, and they've got a lot of paint on this guy. So if you want to wait a little bit before you do any kind of crazy photos or posing, you may want to let this guy get some air. But yeah, it's a great figure. You can find it at least at Toys R Us right now for $23.99. Comic Shop should get them next week, I believe, and you should find them online as well. Alright, so if you liked the video, please like it, please subscribe, leave a comment or question if you have any, and until next time, see ya.